Sorry for the long pause again, but life gets in the way, I suppose. Welcome to History Repeats Itself. It's a Drarry fic. General audience, so not explicit. With the summary. Lily and James, Harry and Malfoy. Bloody hell, Harry liked Malfoy. Or the fic where Ron realises there are some interesting parallels between James and Lily and Malfoy and Harry. You know, James and Lily hated each other until 6th year. To be fair, James was an arsehole till then, Remus pointed out, and Sirius pulled a face. I didn't mean we had to be subjected to their incessant taunting. They probably had the greatest rivalry in Hogwarts. Ron snorted loudly. Have you met Harry and Malfoy? They argue across the Great Hall. Sirius turned around, ready to rise to the challenge. He didn't suffer for 6 years for his pain to be ignored. James created the Marauders map to stalk Lily for pranking purposes. Ron stared unimpressed. Harry skipped lunch to look at Malfoy on the map in 6th year. Lily created a whole new spell to prank James. Malfoy somehow merged metals and spells to create a badge in 4th year to taunt Harry. Lily used to pull all-nighters so she could catch James whenever she snuck out. Ron rolled his eyes. That's only because they were in the same house. Harry and Malfoy would do it if they could. Suddenly it occurred to Ron that the other 2 people in the room were silent, looking on with various expressions of despair and horror. Ron frowned. Are you guys all right? Hermione stared at him, opening her mouth and closing it again. Sirius blinked in equal confusion. What's going on? Sirius stopped, choking out, Malfoy! Ron's eyes widened in horror. Lily and James, Harry and Malfoy. Bloody hell! Harry liked Malfoy. We're probably overthinking it, Hermione pointed out hopefully. Ron stared at her. Hermione winced. Not all rivals are into each other, right? I mean, look at Sirius and Snape. Sirius winced. The only reason that the stupid rivalry started in the first place was because James got jealous that Lily only hung out with him. Trust me, if I had the choice, I would have happily ignored the git. Maybe Harry's straight? Remus didn't look like he didn't even believe himself. Ron thumped his head on the table. Harry ranted at me about Malfoy's stupid, blonde, gleaming hair distracting him from Quidditch. Straightness is out of the question. I can't believe we never saw it. I mean, who goes around ranting about the light grey eyes of their supposed enemy? I think you had more pressing matters, like defeating the Dark Lord, Sirius said dryly. Moony, I can't believe we learnt nothing from James or Lily. Moony, I can't believe we learned nothing from James and Lily. What were you doing in 3rd year? Trying not to let Harry know my involvement with a certain fugitive. Sirius gasped. 13 years in Azkaban to be treated like this? Imagine how much brain damage would have happened if it was 15 years. Hermione and Ron exchanged looks, vaguely horrified. How could they be joking about this stuff? Couples. We should do something about it. Ron really wanted to unlearn everything he'd learnt over the past week. Can't we just let them sort it out on their own? Hermione looked at him. I don't want to hear Harry still ranting about Malfoy when I'm 40. Ron groaned. As much as he loved his best friend, even Ron couldn't argue with the fact he was as oblivious as they came. First step is getting him to realise he's into guys. Hermione nodded. Remus and Sirius can you guys talk to Harry? He shouldn't fear judgment from you guys. I can't believe I finally get to give Harry the talk. Remus glared. You're going to traumatize the poor kid. That's what godfathers are for. Harry, I need to talk to you. I need to talk with you. Harry looked up from his work, visible panic on his features. Remus rolled his eyes. You're not in any trouble. Sirius is just being dramatic. Harry frowned. What do you want to talk to me about? Sirius ruffled his hair. Well, you're 18 now, and that means you start getting into relationships. He added a wink for good measure. You're giving me the talk? Bit late for that, don't you think? I've already dated Ginny. Yeah, but now a relationship could be more physical. Remus sat down. Now, we all know your hormones are raging. Harry flashed. I already know everything. I don't need to... Remus just spoke louder. And getting into relationships can be normal, be it with a girl or a boy or anyone in between, as long as you love each other. Harry choked. I dated Ginny. Remus raised an eyebrow. You can like both guys and girls, you know? And we'll love you no matter who you date. It would be hypocritical of us otherwise, right? Harry stared at Sirius, mouth open. You like a guy? Sirius couldn't believe he was hearing this. Even James had caught on to his and Remus's relationship. Sirius and I started dating again at the start of this year. Harry's mouth was still open. His godfather and his ex-DADA teacher were together? Wait, again? Sirius and Remus had their work cut out for them. Harry and Ron ambushed Harry after his talk with Remus and Sirius. What did they want to talk to you about? They wanted to tell me that... Harry broke off in deep thought. You know you can like both guys and girls, right? Hermione raised an eyebrow. Of course. Ron added. Of course. Ron added, and this doesn't impact anything between us. Harry blinked at them. I dated Ginny. I know. Bit hard to forget the fact you dated my younger sister. Harry stared. I think Ginny likes Luna. Sorry? Ron asked, mouth open. Harry continued. It's just that she always used to go on about Luna when we were dating, and this was worse than what Ron and Hermione had feared. What's up with Luna these days? Ginny narrowed her eyes suspiciously at Harry. What is it to you? Harry shrugged. Haven't talked to her in a while, that's all. Ginny squinted at him. She's doing well. She's published an article about the crumple-horned snort shacks in the Quibbler, her first big article. I wanted to do something to show her support and show her I support her, and Ginny always used to fret about buying the perfect gift for Harry when they were dating. When did you start dating Luna? Ginny's mouth fell open. It's only been a week. How did you know? Then she reevaluated her priorities. Does Ron know? Harry shook his head. He wouldn't care, though. Ginny waved her hand dismissively. Wouldn't stop him from giving Luna the shovel talk. Luna can handle it. Harry got hexed for his trouble. What are we going to do about Harry? Ron shook his head. Ginny and Luna, really? They're just good friends. Hermione nodded despairingly. Not that they wouldn't make a good couple, but... Ron nodded in agreement. Ginny and Luna, now that's an idea. What did you just say? Ginny asked, barging into their conversation. Harry's got it in his head that you're dating Luna and... We know you'd never, Gin, but... Never? What's wrong with Luna? Ginny spat out. Nothing, it's just you're so different and... Doesn't mean I can't date her. We're not saying you can't, we're just saying you aren't. Ginny closed her mouth, looking confused. Hermione continued, we were hoping Harry would realise he was bi and into Malfoy, but he seems to think you and Luna are dating. Yeah, that's why Remus and Sirius had a talk with him. A weird expression crossed Ginny's face. I need to go. Hermione and Ron exchanged a look. They were never going to understand Ginny. You bastard! Ginny walked up and smacked Harry. Harry winced. You need to be a bit more specific. Explain why Hermione and Ron think you need to realise your attraction to your bloody boyfriend. Harry shrugged unapologetically, smirking. Can you blame me for not wanting them to give a shovel talk to Malfoy? Ginny glared harder. In my defence, I did try telling them. I'd gone on an hour-long rant about his hair before. But Hermione and Ron never caught on. So I just kind of let them believe what they wanted. But now they seem to realise it, and what with Sirius and Remus giving me the whole, we'll support you no matter who you date talk. Ginny stared. And you convinced them you have no clue you have an attraction to a certain blonde. Harry smirked. It's pretty funny. All I have to do is pretend I don't know. All I had to do was pretend I didn't know Sirius and Remus were together. And they bought that. They're practically glued to one another. It's not my fault they have low standards. Ginny laughed. You just want to ensure they don't stop you from visiting Malfoy. Like you aren't doing the same with Luna. I hate you. You know you love me. There's a reason why you're my ex, Harry. More than the fact that we're both into blondes? Sorry, I just realised. I didn't say the author at the beginning. This is by Everdeen 6. So thank you very much for allowing me to read this for my YouTube. So thank you for joining me and have a good night.